Today, I'm here to talk to you a little bit about the Yahoo Mobile Developer Award. This is a first in the world competition. We're kicking it off in Singapore and we're very proud of this competition. So the main aim of this competition was actually to look around at our local talent here in Singapore, to look at the breed of great developers we have in the tertiary institutions here. And we also wanted to give all these students a taste of what happens in the real world, in real life. So what did we do? Yahoo didn't do it alone. We actually went out and we looked for sponsors, and you can see I have a couple of sponsors with me over here. I've got DBS and I've got Kellogg's. Along with these two, we've also got UEU and we've got Malaysian Airlines. Now these four sponsors came on board and they helped Yahoo to talk to all these university and polytechnic students. And then what happened after the brief was these students went on a month-long duration to actually code mobile widgets for the Yahoo Go platform, utilizing what we call our blueprint language. So after a period of 1 month, the students came back together, they came to the Yahoo offices and they actually did a real live pitch and business presentation to all these sponsors, and these sponsors actually had the difficult job of picking their own winning widget in their category. So that's what happened a couple of days ago at Yahoo. Today we're actually here at Velvet Underground and at Zouk, and today we're actually announcing the winners, and we're also giving another round of chance to the winning widgets to do another round of presentations, because we as Yahoo, we are going to award the best in show category to the winning widget out of the 4 winning ones. Okay, so what I have here today is actually the winning widget for the DBS category, and as you can see here, what the team has done is they've made a very nice clean user interface, and from the main menu you can actually select all the main functionalities that they've put here. They've got right on top latest promotions, they've got an ATM and a branch locator, they've got card privileges to promote credit cards, bank information, other things like news events, even some calculators for loan, currency converter. You can actually manage your own portfolio looking at stock price or your expense tracker. So just to run you on a few of the demos that they've actually given to us today. Now these ideas from the team in NTU, and they've just came out with ideas of what if this mobile widget actually had promotions and e-coupons. So in this particular case, say you're out and about, you're feeling hungry, you're trying to check out, as a member of the DBS community, what privileges would you get? Well, you can actually come to the e-coupon section, and I've got an e-coupon here that they've simulated here, and if I can actually bring this to, say, any branch of this restaurant and actually get some discount over there. Now, some of the other more functional uses of this widget is, say you're out and about and you're actually looking for something we all always try and find, but we can't when we need some cash. Say I'm looking for either DBS or Postbank branch, or say I'm actually looking for an ATM. So say right now I'm actually at Zouk, but I won't say I'm at Zouk. Let's say I'm at Suntec City and I'm actually trying to look for the nearest location to actually find a branch or an ATM. So what I'm actually doing right now, so as you can see, this is a real life situation. It's actually going to the actual DBS webpage and it's calling out this information, and it's pretty good. It's giving me not just branch locations but ATM locations as well, and it's pretty accurate. As you can see, Suntec City, Raffles Boulevard, Temasek Tower. If I click on one of them, let's say I click on this ATM for Suntec City, it actually gives me more information. It actually gives me the distance and the directions for how to actually get to that place. If I click on one of them again, it actually gives me a greater detail of where this branch actually is, and actually even gives me the map of where I can actually find this branch. And again, all this is taken from the DBS website. If I wanted to, I can even call the branch right from this mobile widget. So that's just a little taste of what the DBS widget will actually allow me to do. What we have here is the winning widget from ueu.com. Now ueu.com is actually an online travel portal. Now obviously what you expect from a travel mobile widget that the winning team has produced is something that will allow you to find places to stay in, sightseeing, as well as chauffeuring around with different forms of transport. But what the team has actually gone the extra mile in doing is they've created a whole other list of utilities that you can actually have with this widget. As you can see me scrolling down, I have a language translator, currency exchange rates, weather forecast, Geopedia, world time, and they've even created a self-running community platform within the widget. So I'm just going to take you through a couple of these functionalities, and one of the functionalities they've come up with is the language translator. This is really interesting, and they know that when you're traveling to a foreign country, having access to a dictionary or a guide may not be that easy. So let's just run a quick simulator saying I'm looking for dinner. And this is probably one of the biggest concerns when you're traveling. And let's say I'm actually currently somewhere in Europe, so I'm going to say I'm trying to translate from English, and let's say I would like to translate this to French. And as you can see, what this actually does is it runs through a web service that the tertiary education is actually providing, and there you go, it actually translates it real time to French as well. And as you can see, the list of languages they're actually providing is pretty impressive as well. And this is just one aspect of the widget that they've built. Now something else we've done is when you're traveling from one place to another, and again, if you don't have enough time to actually say learn enough about the country, or you want to just know a little bit more about where you're going to, it's always nice to actually have a nice formatted utility where you can actually read much more about the country you're going to. So again, let's say I'm on a plane and I'm on the way to, say, Singapore, and I want to find out more about what this country in Southeast Asia actually is. You can see this particular functionality actually pulls a lot of the content from Wikipedia, and you can actually use the different categories here to actually learn more about the economy of Singapore. You can learn about the history, the culture, the arts, the finance, and the government as well. And all this is pulling real time from real APIs on the fly, and all this is accessible from this free widget. Now something else which is really interesting that the team has developed, and I think something which really makes them stand out, is how they've actually been able to use the concept of a mobile widget and use the concept of traveling and actually create a whole community around it. So if we scroll all the way down, they've created this thing called UEU communities, and using UEU communities, they're actually able to go in, and from here you can actually create your own login and registration. I'm going to create one right now. I'm going to call myself Mr. Bob. I'm going to just register here. And while you're doing this, it actually gives you a lot more information about where are you now, whether you want to show yourself in your location. You can actually update your status the same way you do, say, on Facebook or MySpace. And the whole purpose of doing this thing is that you're actually able to find other, say, Singaporeans or other, say, French people. When you're in that other country, you're actually able to map your location on a map and find out where your fellow, Singaporeans or fellow citizens are in that same country. You're actually able to send emails to one another, and you're actually able to then arrange for a place to meet up, and you can actually even map that location right now within this widget. So just really something looking friends, and again I would just enter the password I've keyed in. So Mr. Bob. There you go. And as you can see, I can change my nickname. I can say I'm homesick. I can view and look for pals who are also like me overseas, and I can actually view my inbox to see if anyone sent me any messages. I can send messages to my friends as well if I click on send a geo message. So this is just a real taste of what they've built. All these different functionalities amazingly crammed into just one widget that they've done for UEU. So I hope I've given you a good sample of what's actually available today in terms of travel widgets from UEU, banking widgets from DBS Bank, as well as from some of our other sponsors like Malaysian Airlines and Kellogg's Asia as well. Thank you.